Taylor was not broke. That's what made it confusing. She had a decent job, she paid her bills. She wasn't out buying yachts, designer watches, or bottles with sparklers in a nightclub. She was normal. And every time her paycheck hit, she told herself the same thing. This month, I'm finally going to get ahead. Then life started making offers. Her phone provider said she could upgrade for only a little more per month. Her car dealership said her trade-in value was strong right now. Her apartment complex sent photos of the renovated units upstairs with better lighting, newer countertops, and a gym she would probably use twice. Her favorite clothing brand had a limited drop. Her laptop was suddenly old, even though it opened every tab she needed. And by the time the month ended, Taylor had newer things, nicer things, slightly better things. But her bank account looked exactly the same. That is the strange part about the upgrade illusion. It does not make you feel poor. It makes you feel like you are progressing while your money stands still. And that is why it is so dangerous. Because if something obviously ruins your finances, you eventually notice it. But upgrades are different. They wear the costume of improvement. A better phone, a better car, a better apartment, a better wardrobe, a better lifestyle, a better version of you. And who wants to say no to becoming better? My name is Edwin, and welcome to The Wealth Shift. Today, I want to show you how the upgrade illusion quietly eats your paycheck, why normal people fall for it, and how to stop trading your future wealth for tiny improvements you barely notice after 3 days. And stay until the end, because I'll show you the simple rule I would use before upgrading anything. The upgrade illusion starts with one very simple feeling. What I have is no longer enough. That feeling is powerful because it does not always come from reality. Sometimes it comes from marketing. Sometimes it comes from comparison. Sometimes it comes from boredom. Sometimes it comes from watching people online live a lifestyle that may not even be real. And sometimes it comes from earning more money and feeling like your life should finally look different. That last one is where people get trapped. They get a raise, and instead of becoming more stable, they become more expensive. A $400 car payment becomes a $650 car payment. A normal apartment becomes a luxury apartment. A working phone becomes the newest phone. Basic furniture becomes matching furniture. Regular clothes become brand name clothes. Eating at home becomes delivery because now they deserve convenience. Nothing feels crazy. That is what makes the trap work. No single upgrade looks like financial disaster. The phone is only $38 more per month. The apartment is only $300 more. The car is only $220 more. The subscription is only $14. The gym is only $39. The premium plan is only $11. The delivery fee is only a few dollars. But your paycheck does not care that each decision felt small. It only cares about the total. And when enough small upgrades stack together, your life becomes more expensive faster than your income grows. That is lifestyle inflation. But I think lifestyle inflation is too polite. It sounds like something that just happens naturally, like the weather. The better name is the upgrade treadmill, because the moment you step on it, you have to keep moving just to feel like you are standing still. You upgrade the phone, and 2 weeks later, it is just your phone. You upgrade the car, and after 1 month, it is just how you get to work. You upgrade the apartment, and after the excitement fades, it is just where you sleep. You upgrade the wardrobe, and suddenly those clothes feel normal. The excitement disappears. The payment stays. That is the entire business model. Sell you a short emotional high attached to a long financial obligation. And the worst part is that the upgraded life becomes your new baseline. Once you get used to the nicer car, the old car feels unacceptable. Once you get used to the better apartment, the old apartment feels beneath you. Once you get used to delivery, cooking feels like punishment. Once you get used to replacing everything early, keeping something until it actually stops working feels like falling behind. That is how normal people become trapped inside lives they can barely afford. Not because they are reckless, because every upgrade felt reasonable in isolation. Let me show you the math. Imagine someone earns $4,800 a month after taxes. They are not rich, but they have room. Then the upgrade illusion starts quietly. They upgrade their car, $240 more per month. They move into a nicer apartment, $350 more per month. They upgrade their phone plan and device, $45 more per month. They add 3 subscriptions, $38 more per month. They start ordering delivery twice a week instead of cooking, maybe $220 more per month. They buy clothes, gadgets, and small lifestyle upgrades on a credit card, another $150 to $250 per month. Individually, each decision has an excuse. Together, that is almost $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year. Now here is the part people do not feel. If that $1,000 a month had gone toward debt payoff, savings, or investing, it could have completely changed that person's financial life. But because it was spread across normal purchases, it never felt like a major decision. Nobody sat Taylor down and said, "Would you like to trade your emergency fund, your debt freedom, and your future investment balance for a nicer version of things you already have?" She would have said no. But that is exactly what happened. Just one small upgrade at a time. The upgrade illusion works because it does not ask you for your future all at once. It takes it in monthly payments. And monthly payments are where people lose perspective. A $1,200 phone sounds expensive, but $49 a month sounds normal. A $40,000 car sounds serious, but $650 a month sounds manageable if the salesperson stretches the loan long enough. A $3,000 couch sounds unnecessary, but no payments for 12 months sounds like a deal. This is why affordable monthly payment is one of the most dangerous phrases in personal finance. Because affordable does not mean wise. Affordable does not mean the best use of your money. Affordable does not mean it fits your long-term goals. Affordable only means the payment can squeeze into your life without immediately breaking it. That is a very low standard. Your future deserves a better standard than technically survivable. Now, I want to be clear. There is nothing wrong with buying nice things. There is nothing wrong with wanting a better home, a reliable car, good clothes, or technology that works well. Money is not just for hoarding. A miserable financial life is not the goal. The problem is not upgrading. The problem is upgrading without noticing what the upgrade is replacing. Because every dollar has a job, whether you assign it one or not. If it goes to a car upgrade, it cannot go to your emergency fund. If it goes to a phone upgrade, it cannot go to your credit card balance. If it goes to delivery fees, it cannot go to your Roth IRA. If it goes to a bigger apartment, it cannot go to the down payment you say you want. The upgrade does not just cost money. It costs the next best thing that money could have done. That is called opportunity cost. And once you understand opportunity cost, a lot of normal purchases start looking different. That $300 monthly lifestyle upgrade is not just $300. It is $3,600 a year. Over 10 years, it is $36,000 before investing. If invested monthly for decades, it could become a serious amount of money. But because it was hidden inside comfort, status, and convenience, it disappears without a funeral. Nobody mourns the money they could have invested. They only notice the balance that never grows. Now let's talk about why this trap is so emotional. People do not only upgrade things because they need better things. They upgrade because they want to feel different. A new car can feel like success. A new phone can feel like being current. A nicer apartment can feel like progress. New clothes can feel like confidence. Premium services can feel like control. And when your life is stressful, an upgrade can feel like proof that your hard work is paying off. That is why the upgrade illusion is so hard to resist. It is not selling the object. It is selling the feeling. It says, you worked hard. You deserve this. And sometimes, yes, you do deserve good things. But you also deserve peace. You deserve options. You deserve not to panic when a bill appears. You deserve to have money left after payday. You deserve a future that is not constantly sacrificed for a slightly nicer present. So the question is not, do I deserve this? That question is too easy to manipulate. The better question is, what does this upgrade delay? Does it delay your emergency fund? Does it delay paying off debt? Does it delay investing? Does it delay moving out of paycheck to paycheck life? Does it delay the freedom you keep saying you want? If the answer is yes, the upgrade may cost more than the price tag. This is why so many people earn more money and still feel broke. They think the raise will finally create breathing room, but the raise arrives, and their lifestyle immediately grows into it. The extra money gets absorbed by a nicer car, more subscriptions, better restaurants, bigger rent, better trips, better devices, and more expensive habits. Then, 6 months later, they feel exactly like they did before the raise, except now the baseline is higher. That is the trap. More income only helps if your financial system catches the increase before your lifestyle does. Otherwise, every raise becomes permission to upgrade your way back to zero. Now, the upgrade illusion has 3 major forms. The first is functional upgrading. This is when something actually solves a real problem. Your car is unreliable and costing too much in repairs, so you buy a more reliable used car. Your laptop is slowing down your work and costing you productivity, so you replace it. Your living situation is unsafe or unhealthy, so you move. Functional upgrades are not the enemy. They improve your life in a real way. The second is emotional upgrading. This is when the thing you have still works, but something newer makes you feel dissatisfied. You did not need the phone yesterday. Then the new one launched, and suddenly your current phone felt old. Your apartment was fine until your friend moved into a better one. Your car was fine until someone at work bought a newer model. Your clothes were fine until social media told you your style was outdated. That kind of upgrade is not driven by need. It is driven by comparison. The third is identity upgrading. This is the most expensive one. This is when you buy things because you are trying to become the person you want to be. The successful person drives this. The disciplined person owns this. The stylish person wears this. The wealthy person lives here. The productive person has this desk setup. The investor uses this app. The problem is that buying the symbols of a better identity is not the same as building the habits of that identity. A person can buy the expensive gym clothes and still not train. They can buy the premium planner and still avoid planning. They can buy the luxury-looking car and still have no emergency fund. They can buy the newest laptop and still not build the business. The upgrade makes them feel closer to the identity without doing the hard part. That is dangerous because it gives the emotional reward before the real progress happens. So how do you escape? You need rules. Not motivation, rules. Because motivation disappears the moment a good sale appears. The first rule is the 72-hour rule. Before upgrading anything that is not urgent, wait 72 hours. Not because waiting magically makes you wise, because emotions expire. Marketing is designed to create urgency. Limited offer, only today, pre-order now, last chance, new model. Everyone is talking about it. The 72-hour rule lets the emotional wave pass. If you still want it after 3 days, you can think clearly. If you forget about it, congratulations. You just met the real level of your desire. The second rule is the replacement rule. Do not upgrade unless the old thing fails a real test. For a phone, the test might be, does it still run the apps I need? Does the battery last? Is repair cheaper than replacement? For a car, is it safe? Is it reliable? Are repairs becoming more expensive than keeping it makes sense? For an apartment, Is the upgrade improving safety, commute, work, family life, or health? Or is it just nicer? If the old thing still does the job, the upgrade has to prove itself. Not with excitement, with math. The third rule is the future self-test. Before you upgrade, ask, would future me thank me for this? Future you might thank you for replacing a failing laptop that helps you earn more. Future you might thank you for moving somewhere safer. Future you might thank you for buying a reliable used car instead of repairing a dying one every month. But future you probably will not thank you for adding $600 a month of car debt because the interior lighting looked cool during the test drive. The fourth rule is the one in, one out rule for monthly payments. If you add a new monthly payment, remove an old one. This matters because subscriptions, financing plans, memberships, and premium services stack quietly. One payment feels harmless. 10 payments become a paycheck leak. So if you add a phone payment, cancel something else. If you add a gym, remove unused subscriptions. If you finance furniture, pause another recurring expense. This forces your lifestyle to make trade-offs instead of quietly expanding forever. The fifth rule is to upgrade your financial foundation before your lifestyle. Before upgrading the car, upgrade the emergency fund. Before upgrading the phone, upgrade the debt payment. Before upgrading the apartment, upgrade the savings rate. Before upgrading the wardrobe, upgrade the retirement contribution. This is the shift most people miss. They upgrade what other people can see before they upgrade what gives them power. But wealth is built in the invisible parts. The savings account nobody sees. The debt balance going down. The automatic investment. The emergency fund. The lower monthly obligations. The ability to sleep at night. That is real progress. Not because it looks impressive, but because it gives you control. Now let's go back to Taylor. She still wants nice things. That is normal. But now, before upgrading, she asks different questions. Not, can I afford the monthly payment? But, what does this delay? Not, do I deserve this? But, is this moving me toward the life I want? Not, is this newer? But, is my current version actually failing me? Not, will people think I'm doing well? But, am I actually doing well? That is how the spell breaks. Because the upgrade illusion depends on you confusing movement with progress. A new thing feels like movement. A bigger payment feels like a step up. A nicer lifestyle feels like evidence that you are winning. But progress is not what changes around you. Progress is what changes underneath you. More savings, less debt, lower stress, more options, more ownership of your time. The goal is not to never upgrade. The goal is to stop upgrading your way back to the same financial place every month. So before your next upgrade, pause. Give it 72 hours. Check the old thing. Count the real monthly cost. Ask what it delays. Then decide like someone who is building wealth, not someone being pushed around by marketing. Because your paycheck is not disappearing by accident. It is being quietly claimed by every upgraded version of a life you have not fully built yet. And the moment you stop buying small improvements that do not change your life, you free up money for the things that actually can. Shift your money. Shift your future. If this video helped you see your spending differently, subscribe to The Wealth Shift for more simple money lessons that help you build real wealth without falling for everyday financial traps.